It's Wednesday, the 22nd of January 2025. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 massive stories to get through in just 5 minutes, so we better get going. Story number 1, Donald Trump wasted no time at all following his inauguration yesterday morning, Australian time, signing a whole bunch of executive orders undoing many of Joe Biden's decisions, requiring workers in government to return to the office full-time, and even withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty.
There are executive orders on illegal immigration, a freeze on new regulations in the bureaucracy, a freeze on new hiring in the bureaucracy. The federal government has been told to address the cost of living crisis, and Donald Trump has also mandated free speech. I think that's in the Constitution, so I'm not sure why he had to do that one. He rescinded a bunch of Joe Biden orders, including that half of all new vehicles sold by 2030 are electric vehicles. Not sure what Elon Musk thinks on that one. There were executive orders around oil drilling in the Arctic. It'll be allowed again. Cuba's been put back on the list of state sponsors of terrorism. Sanctions have been lifted on some far-right Israeli settler groups. Donald Trump said he planned to sign executive orders on tariffs as well, 25% on Mexico and Canada from 1 February. Still need the detail on that one. Dumped a global deal on ensuring a minimum corporate tax rate of 15%. Pulled out of the World Health Organization, reduced regulation on the development of artificial intelligence, and gave TikTok 75 days to find a buyer in the US. Released a buyer of 50% of the social media app. Very, very busy start to his presidency.
Yeah, busy start to the show as well, Sean. Just quickly, before we leave Donald Trump, there was plenty of ceremony at the inauguration. Not much convention, though.
No, they were very critical of President Biden. That's not what normally happens. Elon Musk was obviously a big part of the day. Bloomberg had a great statistic. $1.3 trillion worth of billionaires at the inauguration. Elon Musk being one, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Rupert Murdoch, plenty of them.
Story number 2, Sean. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called a national cabinet meeting yesterday in response to the dangerous escalation of antisemitism after a childcare centre was gutted in an arson attack yesterday morning.
The fire at the centre in Maroubra in Sydney's east occurred just before 1 a.m. yesterday morning. F the Jews was sprayed in black paint on a wall. A synagogue is just 100 metres away. That really forced Anthony Albanese to hold a national cabinet meeting with the state premiers. We don't quite know the details of what they're going to do, but all have agreed to crack down on anti-Semitism.
Story number 3, Sean. Business failures have surged by 50% this financial year as higher operating expenses, along with kind of cost of living pressures and a crackdown on unpaid tax debt as well, all combine to force companies to close.
So we're sort of rolling towards about a 16,000 failure rate this year. There was 11,000 last year, according to a report in the Australian. ASIC, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, shows that 7,483 insolvency appointments occurred in 6 months to December 31. Last year was a record-beating 2012, but this financial year, 2025, looks like being even bigger. What I didn't know, Michael, 3.47 million registered businesses at the end of 2024.
That is a lot. Story number 4, Optus is considering offloading its popular sports streaming platforms to Nine Entertainment in a move that would hand the rights of the English Premier League, the EPL, to Stan ahead of the arrival of a British rival.
That's right. Optus has attempted to create a major sports streaming service, buying the Premier League in 2016. It outbid Foxtel in its most recent deal, which includes the Women's Super League. Well, that runs till 2028, worth about $100 million per year. The Financial Review is reporting that Optus has approached potential buyers, including Stan. Discussions are ongoing. Stan's already got a bunch of tennis, including the Australian Open at the moment, Roland Garros, Wimbledon. It's got Super Rugby. It's got the UEFA Champions League. Certainly getting the EPL, which is one of the two big global sports, along with the National Basketball League in the US. If they got that, that would certainly help attract subscribers.
Last one, story number 5. How about this, Sean? Weight loss drugs reduce the risk of developing more than 40 different health conditions. That's the good news, but the bad news is that they also worsen 19 conditions.
So these GLP-1 medications, things like Ozempic, Wegovy, they can help people lose more than a fifth of their body weight. They've been linked to a range of health benefits. Now, a new study shows weight loss medications reduce the risk of cardiac arrest by about 22%, pneumonia by 16%, Alzheimer's 12%, bacterial infections 12%, alcohol use disorder by 11%. The study from the Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, analysed the health records of more than 2.4 million people, including 215,000 people taking these drugs to see their impact. In total, there were 42 health outcomes that were shown to have a lower likelihood in a person who was prescribed a GLP-1 drug, according to a report in The Telegraph. However, 19 health outcomes were also shown to become more likely. Think nausea, vomiting, headaches, abdominal pain. The study also uncovered the medications are linked to an increased risk of hemorrhoids, low blood pressure, tendinitis, and osteoarthritis.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It is Wednesday, the 22nd of January, 2025. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.